We found out who our Black Adam Hawkman actor will be. Borat 2. Who's excited for Borat 2? We'll get into that. A new Adam Sandler movie called HUBIE Halloween, a Netflix original.
You're tuned in to the Nerd Network podcast.
What was that? That was legit.
It's a real thing.
That's pretty cool. That was new.
I got a few, so I'll reveal them throughout the podcast.
All right, awesome. Well, as you guys heard, you're watching the Nerd Network podcast, episode 16. I'm probably wrong.
Oh, man.
I was 16.
Yeah, 116. Sweet 16. Nice. Well, if this is your first time listening to this podcast, the Nerd Network podcast, we talk about nerd shit, uncensored, unfiltered. I'll re-edit some stuff in case we fuck up. But yeah, we talk about nerd shit. We talk about comic books, video games, movies, current news, and entertainment world of movies, video games.
Damn, that's some nerdy shit.
Oh, I love it. That's right. Yes.
That's fantastic.
Yes. No, it's awesome. But I'm your host, Marcy. I'm with Tobias here to my right. If you're listening, you can't see him, but you can probably hear him.
Hi, I'm Tobias.
Blake and Julian. Say hi.
Hey.
How's it going?
Awesome. As always, I talk about quick current news topics. That's what we're going to talk about next. I was doing it slow in case you had something. In case you had a sound bite for the news thing.
Huh? No. News?
Yeah.
No, I don't have any news.
No, that's cool. Perfect.
I don't think. I have a, let's see. Pause.
No, that's cool. All right, guys, what do you guys want to talk about first? I know, it's kind of a slow news week.
Borat 2? Yeah,
Yes.
I liked Borat when it came out, but I feel like now if I went back and watched it as a 30-year-old adult, I would not like it.
There's been a huge culture shift since the first Borat movie came out.
But then again, it was so cringy to watch the first time.
It was insane.
Any of those movies that that actor's done.
Sacha Baron Cohen.
Yes, his movies are so cringy to watch.
Yeah.
I don't even call them movies. I call them reality. I'm going to fuck up your world.
What was the other?
Wasn't it like The Dictator or something?
There was The Dictator.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
There was Bruno, where he
Oh,
was.
Bruno.
Then Bruno.
Bruno was
Yeah.
probably the worst one.
Yeah. No, Sacha Baron Cohen, he's just...
Oh,
Sorry.
man. I don't know how these movies keep getting made.
Well, you know that in Europe, wherever he's from, like he has his own TV show. It's like a sketch show that he does.
Yeah.
And so like Borat was this sketch, like all these characters are from these sketches. You know, I don't want to.
Well, he had an HBO show, right?
Yeah. It was a prime,
Yeah, it was the HBO show.
one of the premier channels.
Was
like
it?
a talk show almost.
Yeah.
Because when he's not Bruno or Borat, he's like super intellectual.
Yeah.
He's like highly intelligent.
Like, the way he's super eloquent.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
wow.
Which is weird.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
But yeah, that's what it is.
Kind of like the Urkel swap.
Yeah.
Oh, going from Urkel to Stefan.
Yeah, like that's what
Wow.
it.
That's fun.
That's the difference.
Wow, Blake, that was so funny.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm gonna have to step my game up now.
Oh, that's shooting.
So hold on, when's this movie come out?
The day right before election day.
Of course it does.
And I don't know anything about this movie. What? I don't know what it's going to be about.
I can only imagine.
I mean, I wonder if he's going to go mess with a bunch of...
I guess he had to wait long enough to where people, like younger kids, don't even know who the hell Borat is.
Right.
Because if he came up to me dressed as Borat, I would know he's Borat.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I would know, like, please get away from me.
Yeah.
Which is the one that wore... Is his character the one... Borat, the one the character wore the green thong underwear, bikini thing?
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure if that was Bruno or not. No, Bruno...
Yeah. No, Borat. Yeah, Borat wore that.
He was in
That
his underwear
leotard
in multiple movies.
Didn't he film in Topeka, Kansas? In
He filmed
one
the
of
Phelps.
his
He filmed
Yeah.
something with the Phelps.
Oh, really?
movies? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I don't know what he did.
great.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch it, but I don't imagine. I'm curious that. I mean, I know pandemic and stuff, but I'm surprised there wasn't more information coming from this movie because, like in the first movie, Borat, like he basically was like a tour across the country. You know, I don't feel like now with everybody having cell phones and camera phones in their pocket that, you know, you could get away
Right.
with doing a lot of that stuff. You know, the stuff that he did with him in the ice cream truck or whatever, the bear, like going naked through hotels, like all of that was just right off the jump.
Yeah, but some of those, like, for example, if they're filming it on location and people are with cell phones, they're like, hey, we're filming this movie. Do you want your shot in it?
Well, yeah, he got sued for like years after the first one.
Yeah. So I'm like saying, like, I think it'd be a little bit easier this time around because, like, y'all want to be in your movie. Okay, then delete that tweet.
Right.
You know, like, don't post that.
Right.
And then obviously have them sign something. And if they do,
That's true.
you know, I think it's because you're going to want to be in it. You'd rather be in the movie than to share something. So it could be a little bit easier that way. But for those who haven't seen Borat, I don't even know how to describe Borat besides he's a the first one was called Borat Cultural Learnings of America for Make Benefit Glorious Nation of
Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan. Is that a real country? I have no idea.
No. I've told people I'm from there before.
Oh, that's funny. And the second one has the longest title ever. Like, and it's so bad. I'm hoping this title changes. Borat, Gift of Pornographic Monkey to Vice Premier Michael Pence to make benefit recently diminished nation of Kazakhstan.
Man, this is some bullshit.
I can't believe this. How does this get made?
So the vice president is in this movie?
Oh, man.
Potentially?
No.
There's no way they will let this happen,
No
right?
way. If he's in this movie, the whole Secret Service should be fired. Like every Secret Service agent.
Hold on, though.
Fired.
They surprised some people. Didn't Borat go on like a real TV show?
He was on Jerry Springer, right? No.
He was on a TV show, and I mean, it could have been staged, but it didn't look like anybody had a clue what was going on the first time around. I'd be interested to see.
I don't remember.
If they were like, if they introduced him as himself, like not like the actor himself wanting to interview, and then like just rolled out the movie, like just.
I don't know if legally they could do that.
Doesn't Eric Andre kind of do that with his show?
Yeah.
Where they don't know that it's he tells them it's an interview and they go on and it's something completely
Yeah, like he showed up to the Alex Jones rally with like a microphone on a fishing pole. He had like this huge boom pole.
It was hilarious.
And he was like, got up to Alex Jones. He was like, will you fuck my wife? Or he said something stupid like that. He was like, will you have sex with my wife?
Oh my God.
Or some stupid thing like that.
I mean, these shows and movies are funny, but like, I don't think they could do that good.
I certainly hope not.
I mean, it's like Napoleon Dynamite. Like there's a cult following. This guy he's a big deal. Like I mean, in 2020, I don't know, but that there's a reason why. I mean, it's in our news feeds.
Well, we'll see how sensitive the movie goers are this time around. And this time will be
culture.
It'll be on. It's going to be released on Amazon. I don't know if it's going to be something you have to rent or they're actually giving it away for free on Amazon. But who knows? It'll be interesting. Good job.
Would you pay for Borat too?
Oh, fuck no.
There you go.
Yeah.
We can go into the next topic, which would be the Adam Sandler movie.
I don't have any cues.
Good.
I forgot. I forgot what was on here.
HUBIE Halloween, Adam Sandler, Netflix original. I guess he is a safe streets monitor, and he's gonna be protecting his neighborhood on Halloween.
It looks like just your everyday, super typical Adam Sandler movie where he plays. Wasn't his last movie Uncut Gems?
Yeah.
And now he's this HUBIE Halloween. I mean, his range is just. That was a joke.
He just makes more. I don't know. Like I said, he has his Netflix deal where he has to shit out all these movies for Netflix.
Well, Uncut Gems was very good.
Uncut Gems was incredible.
That was a great movie.
Oh, yeah.
And his performance in that was at least Oscar nomination worthy. I mean, he was very good in that movie.
But all of us in here, I feel like a lot of us growing up with Adam Sandler from Happy Gilmore,
Waterboy.
Billy Madison,
Yeah.
all those type of movies. Till today, honestly, what you guys think his career would be at where he is right now? 'Cause from seeing Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, I didn't think this guy was going to last this long in Hollywood.
Well, I mean, does he own his product? He owns his production company.
Yeah,
doesn't
Happy
he?
Gilmore
Yeah.
Productions. I noticed that was the company producing it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's a testament to his business acumen to be able to push on. I mean, yeah, when you go back and you watch movies like what's the movie where he's the angel devil baby
Little Nicky.
Little Nicky.
Nicky,
Like you
yeah,
go back and
Little
watch
Nicky.
movies like that and you're like this guy is not going to make it. Like I mean, here he is. I mean, he puts out your typical Adam Sandler movie
Yeah.
and he's getting money from somewhere.
Yeah. Well, a lot of comedic actors are, Jim Carrey had lots of stupid Jim Carrey movies.
Right.
From, Will Ferrell has lots of stupid Will Ferrell movies. The whole movie is like centered around the actor,
That's true.
So, but that's the way that comedic actors, I think, have always been, even with like Chris Farley. That's just the way that they've,
R.I.P. to Chris Farley.
yeah, that's just the way that they.
Could you imagine if he was alive today
Yeah.
from that Saturday Night
He was
Live
hilarious.
group?
He was hilarious, and he was just a phenomenal performer.
Gosh, so funny. His timing was just so good.
Yeah,
His
The YouTube-
physical comedy too.
The YouTube video of when he like goes to the David Letterman show. Have you ever seen that?
Where
he
he's
like
in the
he like cartwheels.
Yeah, he's in the
onto-
suit.
Yeah, he's in the suit. He like takes some dude out of the dumpster.
Oh, he's
I
so-
just wonder if that was even scripted or not. Like, you just don't know.
Gosh, man, he would have been. I feel like he would have been the top guy right now.
Maybe not. I don't know. I mean, he died. I don't know when he passed away. It was
I mean,
It
a
was
long time ago.
late 98
I
or
was gonna
something
say,
like that.
Yeah.
yeah, but I'm talking about. I mean, he was like the funniest guy around the time
Yeah.
period. Like,
I mean, a lot of those guys though from the 90s, they took hiatuses
Yeah,
too.
especially Saturday Night Live.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm sorry, because at that time period you're talking about, you had Will Ferrell,
Yeah.
Adam Sandler. I'm trying to think what other guys were around that time period too. But I mean, look where they're at today.
Right. Yeah.
And Chris Farley was the funniest out of all of them
That's
at that
true.
time
Right.
period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's
who
true.
knows where he would have been? He could have had his own
Wow.
production company.
Wow, Marcy, you are so right.
I know it happens a lot here. Happens a lot on this show.
I'm never gonna press that one again.
But yeah, Hubie Halloween. It's one of the first Halloween trailers I've seen already for this year, I think.
Yeah, everything else is like going to be made. Aren't they making like a new Hocus Pocus movie? And
Yeah, I haven't seen any horror trailers yet.
no, I haven't seen trailers. I know there's been a lot of
Rumor-
rumbling,
yeah, rumor and ideas and
of
stuff
other stuff
out
potentially
there.
being made, but
But for Halloween this year, I feel like there'd be something.
yeah,
Was that new Saw supposed to come out with Chris Rock?
Well, I mean, they could be shelving these movies too because
Yeah.
they know they're not going to go to theater, so
Well,
they
that's
could be
true.
shelving them until next
that's true.
Halloween.
That's true. But usually, like, I still feel like all the streaming services would have their own, like.
you would think by now that they would try to take advantage of a lot of that.
Maybe they've been sitting on Hubie Halloween for like a decade.
Oh my gosh, Adam Sandler, good job.
Like Adam Sandler got this Netflix deal, and he just like opens a folder on his Happy Gilmore computer.
Right.
He's like, "Oh, here's this shitty Halloween movie I made."
Hey, that's pulling a page out of Chappelle's book. I mean, those first two specials he had already recorded, like,
Right.
well before.
Oh.
And they're like, "We need you for 4 specials," and he's like, "Well, here's these 2. I'll
Oh,
take
that's-
my $50 million."
that's funny.
So
Well, I'll definitely probably see it because it's gonna be on Netflix for free, and
free is nice.
free is nice. The fact that I would have Netflix is nice, and it's Halloween. I know it's gonna be a kids movie.
So, what's your favorite Halloween movie to watch?
Oh man,
besides that?
I don't want to
Do
talk
we
about
want?
that.
We don't want to dive
Do
into.
we want-
favorite Adam Sandler movie?
Let's do that. 'cause
Maybe.
I want to talk about Halloween next episode. Actually, favorite Adam Sandler movie though. Shoot,
Uncut Gems.
hold on. Let me break this up. You can press the button.
Oh yeah, let's go. Let's go into.
My favorite Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah.
I'll talk about it every single time, and I always tell people go watch it. Reign Over Me with Don Cheadle. His best acting. I think he acted way better in that movie than in Uncut Gems.
I think you brought this movie up to me, and I unfortunately, I don't know if I've seen it.
Go pay money for it
Go pay money.
because it's worth it.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to deprive him from being able to come out with movies like Hubie Halloween. So I'll definitely Go through the proper channels.
Don't
Yeah.
deprive him of your $6.
Yeah, go spend that $5.99 on Amazon Prime and rent that movie.
Yeah.
It's so good. I can't tell you too much about it because I just can't.
Right.
But if you want to see Adam Sandler acting his ass off, go watch it. It's pretty good.
I pick Uncut Gems for obvious reasons.
Yeah, of course. Julian?
And it's a tie between Mr. Deeds and Big Daddy.
I forgot about Mr. Deeds.
Yeah, that's one I forget about. That one was good.
I think I watched that one the most out of all of them.
Yeah, it's probably Happy Gilmore for me. I couldn't tell you where I was at as a kid. I don't know if we'd go over to an aunt's house, an uncle's house, or something. But they always had that movie on, and so that's probably the one I've watched the most.
So I brought these Sour Patch Watermelon Kids things here for you guys to eat, but I've just been eating them. And
Yeah, thanks for sharing.
I forgot to tell you they're for you guys too.
Jeez,
You guys
we need a dish.
You guys want any? I put my fingers in there.
Move this man!
So if you're hearing me chewing on the podcast, that's exactly what I'm chewing. Sour Patch Kids Watermelon.
Sponsor us.
Yeah, I was going to say, are they sponsoring us right now?
I don't know. I'm giving them a shout out now.
We need a lesser known candy. They're too big for us.
Dang.
We need like
They're so good.
Swedish fish.
That might work.
What's the off brand you get? You get the 2 for the $1.
those
like the red
they're
bags?
just like watermelon slices. They don't have names.
Oh, yeah.
That's too funny.
The red, the off-brand Swedish fish or the red fish.
Redfish.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just that doesn't even sound delicious at all. Like, I got
That's
some
so funny.
gummy red fish. Come over here.
All right. Let's go on to the next topic, which would be the third topic of the day. News-wise.
Wrong button.
I
Wrong
like it.
button. Oops.
So Black Adam has found their Hawkman, Aldis Hodge. If you're not familiar with that name, get familiar. He's been in a couple movies in the last couple of years. Recently, he was in the newest Invisible Man. Blake, take it from there.
I'm excited for this casting. I feel like there's a lot of these actors out there that have been putting in solid performances. He was in Hidden Figures. Like you said, a couple of other movies, strong performances. Getting some of these actors, I feel like they're fair share. Was very interested to see them go in the direction that they did. You know, typically in the comics and in the animated series and things like that. They don't I don't know. He's not a person of color in any versions of him that I've seen. So it's interesting to see the comic book movies and things like that branching out and going after talent. That's exciting to see.
No, for sure. He hasn't been anything too big. Like he hasn't had I don't think he's been in like his one movie that people can remember him for.
Right.
And I feel like this is like the next stepping stone to get his own.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how big of a Hawkman superhero. How big is he in the superhero world?
I won't claim to be an expert. Like my main familiarity with this character is in the animated series, in Justice League, and he's a bit of a dick.
Man.
You know, Hot Girl was supposedly planted here. She's married to this guy. She's kind of falling for Green Lantern. They kind of have a thing going on, and I vividly remember him coming back, and of course, him and Green Lantern kind of get into it. So, you know, his whole thing was to enslave the human race. Is poised as him doing it to protect. You know, they put up like these shields or their ships or something around all over the earth or whatever to protect them from some invasion. And it was really just so they could take over. And so it'll be interesting. I feel like this actor, I feel like he has a mean streak to him. I feel like he could play a darker character if that's the direction that they go. Because I do believe Hawkman isn't always evil. I feel he kind of, he's very pro Hawk people. I don't know if is that the pronoun I use there. And so he's you know, Hawk people first. But he does eventually come around. And so it'll be interesting to see if he's full on bad guy, if he's like the anti-hero, kind of where he goes with this
That'll
one.
be interesting. So Aldis Hodge, he was in The Walking Dead in 2014. He played MC Ren in Straight Outta Compton, and then Hidden Figures, and then after that, I mean, I don't know what else he was in. I don't see many things after that. And then he was in The Invisible Man that came out earlier this year, and he did a really good job in that. Did any of you guys watch The Invisible Man? Probably not. Well, if you have HBO Max, it's on HBO Max. I gotta give them a plug.
They just keep sending them checks your way, don't they, Marcel?
Man. But no, that'd be exciting. I'm glad that Black Adam's actually coming. It's happening. Black Adam's actually happening. They're in pre-production right now, getting things in order. Hopefully they get to filming. It's supposed to come out next year.
Did you see where The Rock tore down his security gate to get to the filming of Black Adam?
Oh my gosh, that's crazy, right? I mean, did he really just said, "Yo, I got this gate. I'm hopping out my Ford pickup truck."
He is insanely strong.
He's got unlimited strength.
Dude, yeah, he's crazy. And not only did he have the gall to rip open his gate, but the man stopped and took a picture for Instagram before he left. Like, the guy is insane.
He said, "You cannot stop me to film this movie."
Well, he was talking about all the production crew that was like waiting, and he was like, I don't want to keep them waiting for me.
And the thing that blew him, I was like, man, maybe it was going to be like a couple of hours he was going to have to wait. But he was like, well, I couldn't be 45 minutes late. And it's like, dude, if you're trapped behind a steel gate, like, I think they would understand if you're running 45 minutes late.
You know what?
The Rock says no.
I bet The Rock's actually an asshole in real life. We just don't know it. So I bet
Kevin Hart believes that.
I bet that's true. I bet he was like, you know what? This gate fell down. I'm 45 minutes late. I'm gonna say I ripped it off. Take a picture.
Dang.
Right? It was like some deranged fan trying to get inside.
Yeah. Oh, that's hilarious. That's cool. Yeah. Black Adam. I'm excited for it. We will keep you guys up to date on the more breaking news of Black Adam when we hear it. You'll hear it. 'Cause we have people on the streets, I guess. Not. We just have Google, Facebook. But we'll let you guys know about it. I'm excited for it. All right, the last topic of the day I want to get into is going to be a new addition to the show where we talk about some older movies, not older movies, but movies people maybe have forgotten to see. I want to get people a chance to take a second look at this movie or movies. And Blake, what did I come up with the title for this throwback movie thing I wanted to do?
Call it Rewind.
Movie Rewind. Woo, 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 woo. That's what we're going to call it.
I don't have a rewind sound effect.
That's okay. Well, we'll get one. Well, I'll insert one right now. Movie Rewind. The movie Rewind movie talk we're going to talk about is the movie called Real Steel, starring Hugh Jackman. This movie came out in 2012. Did you guys watch it in 2012 when it came out?
I saw it in theaters.
I saw it in theaters too.
I did not.
Blake, you want to give a rundown what this movie's about?
Yeah, man, it's a on the surface level, it's a feel good father son story. Hugh Jackman's kind of a wild card. He's out there, wheeling and dealing, bot fighting. Has a son that he knows about but doesn't give two dams.
Right, what's bot fighting? Talk about that.
I'm gonna get into that. Okay. And so mom dies. And he is stuck with his kid for the summer, which he sold for $100,000. So, digging in a little deeper, this movie, this is a man boy, like testosterone fueled love fest. I mean, you've got fighting robots, you've got eye patches, you've got mohawks, just.
It's in the future, sci-fi.
Yeah, this is legit. This is like Pacific Rim on a small scale, like realistic level.
Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Basically, the first
Made in real
robot.
life.
Yeah, his first robot looks like a Rock'em Sock'em robot.
Yeah.
And so the one that fights the bull. And so it's an awesome, take on a futuristic. Everybody as a kid has dreamed of, having a robot or, something like that as a kid. The kid finds one in a junkyard. Hugh Jackman's character thinks it's a pile of shit, which, I mean, it looks like it was pulled out of one. And, ends up being super strong, super durable, and goes on to fight in the World Robotic Fighting Championship and gives the champ, Zeus, I think his name is, a run for his money. Zeus.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Tobias, with you never seen this before out of all of us, what were your thoughts seeing it in 2020?
No, I liked it. I mean, it was good. It gradually got worse as the movie progressed because it gradually got very stereotypical. First of all, Hugh Jackman is like the worst dad ever, period.
Oh, he was a dick in this movie.
He was the worst
horrible.
Dad ever.
How much did he sell his kid for?
$100,000.
And he only kept half. He only kept half of the $100,000.
Yeah, because he immediately spent $45,000 on the robot.
And he, as the movie progressed, like, okay, he became like a compassionate dad, sort of, to a degree.
Well, I like the fact that it took a little bit. He wasn't just like,
right, yeah.
I have my son, boom, I'm a good, happy.
Right.
But he was like I remember the kid like showed up to the gym and he like left him outside on the street. The kid's like 11.
Oh yeah, like first interaction, he's like, I'm through with this.
Yeah.
He just walked off
Yeah.
in like downtown New York or Chicago or wherever this is. Like,
It had a good cast though. I mean, it had a big budget though.
yeah,
It had a really big budget because I remember it being promoted a lot and being seeing the trailer on TV a lot.
Didn't this come after Transformers?
I'm not sure.
definitely after the first one.
Okay.
The CGI was very good too. I mean, it was
yeah,
solid.
still holds up.
Yeah,
to 2020.
That's what I meant. And I mean, the only reason that I really watched it was because it was on Netflix top 10. So it was.
Was it really?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
It was ranked number 4 in
wow.
movies on Netflix top 10. So a lot of people have been watching it. But it was good. I mean,
Yeah, the budget for this movie was $110 million, and box office it made $299.3 million.
I would
So,
figured it
it
would have been
almost-
more than that.
it was a hit.
Yeah.
I wonder
Dang.
what it was going up against. That
Yeah,
weekend.
that's what I was thinking. Is like what came out around that time period. Because I mean, I guess this movie definitely flew under the radar because it kind of came out and then
The soundtrack was great. I felt like too.
I
Yeah.
know they had the Beastie Boys in there for. one of
They
the
had
songs.
Eminem, 50 Cent was on there.
Yeah, they had a couple of the pre-fight songs and things like that were awesome.
No, it was great. Yeah, so Tobias is calling this your stereotypical feel-good movie. I'm assuming that's why you didn't like it. What were you expecting? Were you hoping it wasn't going to turn out that way?
It was like when they came out dancing for the fight. It was just super cliche, just like mega cliche.
I mean, it's a kid movie.
Right, that's what it is. It's a kids
It's a
movie.
kids
It's a
movie.
family movie. So
Well-
I'm not saying I didn't like it. I did like it. Like I liked the movie.
But it got worse towards the end.
It got worse as it progressed.
I don't think you mean it got worse at the end. I think you think it got worse because it got cheesier. At the
Yes, there you go. It got cheesier. It just got really cheesy. But no, I liked it. I mean, it was good. CGI was good. The storyline was good. The acting, Hugh Jackman was great.
Seeing Hugh Jackman in that way was totally different.
Well, everyone just assumes Hugh Jackman's only role is Wolverine.
Go watch The Prestige.
I mean, he's a fantastic actor
Yeah.
with great range.
Yeah.
And he's a musical theater actor.
Yeah. I was a fan. There was a couple of miscues. I think this was a book. I think it's adapted from a book. Some of it, I think they took conversations directly out of, and they don't necessarily translate to screen. Like when they're going over the adoption of the son or whatever, and his aunt is speaking to the judge, and she just gets up and says, my husband is extremely wealthy. Like we can take great care of him. Like. I don't know if it's just me, but it just seemed out of place. Like, obviously, they appeared to be well off. Hugh Jackman, notices the Rolex and her giant rings and stuff like that. It just seemed like a weird thing to say. And there's a couple of spots like that throughout the movie where it's just like...
I mean, she was the aunt, and her sister died, and she was the only one probably in that kid's life at all. I don't know. I'll kind of pass that part.
There was just a couple of things that was just like, hold on. For me, but I mean, overall, like I said, I mean, this is one of my son's favorite movies. Like I've seen this movie probably 30 times since it came out. I mean, like I said, what kid doesn't want a giant fighting robot?
Right.
Like,
Right.
I mean, the way that they come, the first time you see Zeus and he's like walking out from the ring or whatever, and he like looks down at the boy like, dude, that's badass. I don't care who you are. And so, I mean, this is, if you guys haven't seen this and you are a fan of any sort of badassery, I mean, like, it is a feel good, father-son movie.
But it is also badass.
Yeah, like it's like, I
it
thought
is
there was a
also-
perfect complement
Yeah.
between the robots, the fighting, and the story. And so it wasn't like movies like, what is it, like the last Godzilla movie where he's like only 10 minutes of the movie or whatever.
I didn't see that one.
And so,
Yeah, it's not like Pacific Rim badass, but it's like,
yeah.
it's up there. The whole time I was watching, I was thinking it would actually be a cool anime because I was thinking of Megalobox.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought about.
Yeah.
Too.
Well, and if you hear him when they're stealing parts from the junkyard, he talks about that's where it went first. I don't know what he calls it, Gracie or something, but he talks about how it evolved to people having like mechanized arms, and he's like, but the problem is you couldn't go full out ground and pound because
Couldn't kill them.
you'd kill people. So then it went into robots, and so I think it would have been pretty cool to maybe see a clip or a picture or something of somebody with, because that anime is badass.
Yeah.
I wonder why it never got a sequel.
We'll get into that. Julian, I want you to talk some more. You've been too quiet about this movie. I know you haven't seen it
I
recently.
mean, it's been a while since I've seen it. I mean, conceptually wise, I thought it was pretty dope. And like I was asking if this came like right after Transformers. Was this a Michael Bay film?
No.
Okay.
No.
Because we had like all the Hasbro movies,
Yeah.
Transformers, Ninja Turtles, and then
Battleship.
which oh god. And then then we have Rock'em Sock'em. But no, it's like y'all were saying, the movie's real dope. A lot of action. I mean, it's definitely a true underdog story.
Yeah, and I got a really good feel for that. Like, they got inspired by the Rockies franchise watching this. Because I can't remember. He didn't win the last match, right?
No, he lost to
Yeah.
the scorecard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like Rocky in the first movie.
Right. Yeah. And just like in his career, when she's telling the boy, he's like, who was my dad? Like, who was he? And she pulls out the newspaper clipping, and like, he took some guy like 12 rounds, but he got knocked out twice in the 12th and lost. And so it was kind of some foreshadowing. But yeah, it's kind of like his comeback with his kid, the Adams comeback.
Yeah, I like the movie a lot. It was really well balanced, and the casting was great. The action, the CGI. What I liked about this too, their universe, their world, the technology wasn't too far advanced.
Right.
Like, it made sense. Like, it was like really realistic where technology would be at.
Well, I did notice when he got when he purchased the first robot, Noisy Boy.
Yep.
He said that that robot was decommissioned in 2016. So the movie coming out in 2012, it's projecting that this would be happening in a few years. So
Yeah.
but yeah, I think we're still like a long time from that.
Well, tell that to Japan.
Or
Their 60-foot
yeah,
Gundam.
That thing moved.
Yeah.
That thing moved.
Yeah.
Here we are fighting about race, and Japan's got a
Right. Yeah.
full functioning
Secretly
Gundam.
built a Gundam. Jesus.
Does Trump
Man.
know about this?
Right.
But no, like, I like the technology. The cell phones. It was just like a glass thing.
That cool HP computer that it was like
Yeah.
flat and then it came up, so he was like on the screen like doing
Like,
this.
the technology looked advanced, and it would look practical, and it made sense.
Yeah,
It wasn't like, it just looked pretty cool. And the CGI I thought the CGI was really good at the time.
Yeah.
it's still good today.
Yeah. I mean,
thought it was really
like
good.
going back and watching, like, I was looking for places like the bullfight. Like when he's
Yes.
tossing around that bull,
Oh, man.
like there's
Yeah.
the interaction between him and the bull is incredible. There's a couple of times like when it's just the bull, like animals are just hard to do. And you saw Lion King, and so I feel like they pulled that off, man.
Yeah,
like if there was any time for that to
'Cause
falter,
that bull was CGI in the fight, another CGI thing, and it just looked really good.
yeah,
Could you imagine like the two guys in the green suits that had to like do that?
That's hilarious. No, it was really well done. I liked it a lot. I'm gonna break it real quick, and then we can talk about why there wasn't a 2. Yes. So I'm sad that we never got a Real Steel 2, which I feel like this movie totally could have happened, especially with how good it did
yeah.
in the box office. When the movie came out, I thought people would be talking about it for a little bit longer than they actually did. It just kind of died down.
timing had to have a lot to play with that.
I
because
think it was.
It's in the
timing.
thick of all of those. I mean, it's in the thick of Transformers,
Pacific Rim.
Pacific Rim, the Ninja Turtle movies.
So many action kid films coming out.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot going on. All of Marvel was just taking off 2012.
Yeah.
Like,
Movie studios only have so much money to
And
greenlight stuff.
how many X-Men movies came out
Right.
in the middle tens? And so I'm sure Hugh Jackman was busy.
I could see this being adapted to some sort of series or a Netflix.
It could easily. I hope they're
Yeah.
watching like number 4. Damn. All right.
No,
Yeah.
they are. I've seen
Yeah,
articles about it because I was looking it up after I watched it, and there's like Deadspin. I think Deadspin had an article about it, and they were like talking.
Yeah.
Why was there no sequel? It's a testament
Well,
to the movie.
the director from before and the writers from before said that they were going to secretly make this second one. They weren't going to do like anything, and then one day, boom, here it is. The way how movies are made today, I don't think that'd be possible to hide it and just here you go, here you guys go. But 2019 was the last time we actually heard anything from the original people who made the first one, and I guess like Hollywood stuff just keeps going different. Actors can't line up the same filming schedule.
Yeah.
Studios are having trouble.
Since we're seeing a pattern of subscription-based services, do you see this benefiting more being a series or just another movie?
Well, for one, Hugh Jackman has to be back in it.
Does he?
No,
No!
Not
he
if they
doesn't.
do
No.
a series.
Wait,
I mean, even
wait,
if they do
wait,
part
so-
two, they
wait,
don't.
There was
wait.
a lot of awesome characters you could do spinoffs with.
Yeah.
See, I don't
that's
want
what I
to.
was thinking.
Okay,
Yeah.
I don't want a spinoff though. I want to see his kid growing up more.
Right?
You know,
Well, you could do just the kid.
Yeah,
without
like
Hugh
just
Jackman.
do-
like
Yeah.
3 years later, like as a teenager.
Shoot, why don't we go even further than that? 10 years in.
Oh,
Yeah.
See
my-
how
well,
that technology evolves in.
the second one took off right. Okay, the first one, the ending, he didn't win.
Right.
I want to see him go on to take the title at that time period.
Right.
I don't want to see him start all over.
I
Or you want to like fast forward to the future and then
feel like this movie was the sun setting on Hugh Jackman. Like he is passing the baton.
Yeah, he was like going out into the sunset, which
Yeah,
he said he wasn't going to do.
Yeah,
later,
I mean,
but-
you know, he's fighting in
Yeah.
slow motion. Like that's his last hurrah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To
See,
me, that was like his closing.
I feel like that should be the third one.
Why not have part 2 be about the sun and then
Hugh Jackman has to be in it, okay?
No.
You're not going to change
no,
my mind.
no,
None of you.
Hold up. You got the sun. He's been the champion 15 times. Who cares?
Well, I tell you, Hugh Jackman's price has probably tripled since
Yeah.
2011.
But then we introduce a new
Jesus.
character, or
Yeah.
a new up and comer, and he ends up fighting Sonny at the end. Why not that?
So I was thinking the way I'd book this like I'm booking a wrestling match. How I would set this up would be that they are like you would think that they would be at the top, but then they're not. And then the son and the dad are still fighting still. Because I mean, I guess the movie came out in 2011, so 9 years ago. Fast forward 9 years later, because that kid's was how old? 11, and now he'd be
20.
20? Oh my gosh, my math's horrible. He'll be 20.
Could probably use the same actor.
I think you could too. Damn. All right, now you guys changed my mind. It has to be in the future, because you couldn't get him like 2 years later.
Right. Yeah, and like I said, I mean, there's so much you could sprinkle in. The fight promoter guy, who he does the big fight with Noisy Boy,
Yeah.
and then later tries to borrow the money from him. That would be kind of cool to see how that works. It'd be interesting to see, if they had to go somewhere back like the zoo where they were fighting like grunge style. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I think a series would be cool because it would allow them to maintain that balance of the character development, the character story, and then have these, Friday Night Light-esque, fights. So
Yeah, I think it would be cool to see some other character development of like the opposing people,
And-
like imagine like Pokemon, how they have
Right.
like Ash and his crew, and they have like Team Rocket, and then they have like the different trainers, but they have like backstories, they have like small stories. So, but that would be a series, and just in terms of production, like a series is like 10 times the commitment of a film.
Oh yeah, for sure. Damn, you guys changed my mind. This whole stupid movie now. But for Wrestle 2, I'd have an older Hugh Jackman, like really older,
Yeah.
where he physically can't box anymore.
Right.
Because before in this first one, he was still in good shape,
Right.
still could fight. And then what if he just taught his son how to fight in the second one? The second one is like a training movie, teaching his son, like, I can't do this anymore. You have to do it. And then it's up to the son to.
So what's that? $1 Million Baby? Is that the movie I'm thinking
There
of?
you go.
$1 Million Baby esque.
Yeah, take it. Take a rip off that and add it to Real Steel 2.
I mean, if you want to put robots on a screen, I'm gonna watch it. So whether it's a movie, whether it's a series, I would love to see it as a series. I feel like that's just the way that things are going. You are right, hell of a commitment, and that CGI budget would be for real.
Yeah.
But
Disney Plus. It is a Disney movie, and Disney Plus needs something.
well,
So
they better be paying attention because that I would if I'm going to keep my Disney subscription. I have kids; they appreciate Disney, but having a series like that, maybe if it like let's say it was coming out in March, opposite of 6 months, opposite of like The Mandalorian, like I would keep or I would reinvest in Disney Plus to watch this series.
And they could do it.
Yeah, they could. F you, Disney. F you.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Why were there no bank robberies with giant robots?
like robots breaking into the bank.
Yes, like 3 of them things just like
really could.
leaving with the safe, like
So-
the whole safe.
in the scene where Hugh Jackman's character is getting beat up by the people that he owed money to, why did they not use the robot to fight them off? Yeah, in scenes like that.
Yeah, I don't know. Like when I remember asking myself this question one of the first times I saw it out of the theaters, and I was like, well, maybe they can't stay charged long enough to be able to pull something like that off.
Yeah,
But then you go back and watch some of the fights, and it's like, well, hold on, man. Like these dudes are the amount of energy that it would take to do what they're doing. Like there should be a couple of bank robberies.
Maybe it already did happen. We just didn't see that. Because like I said, this was going on for a while, and maybe
Yeah.
maybe the banks have bigger, better ass
Yeah,
robots.
they've got some plugged in inside.
They know not to go in there.
Some EMP
Yeah,
weapons.
I mean, they almost made it sound like there was a criminal. Like they talk about the underground fighting in Japan and Brazil and these
Yeah.
different places, and so I was like,
Now,
well,
that'd be cool to go see those things going on.
yeah. I mean, did you see the guys at the zoo? Like those guys, they've probably knocked over a gas station or two. You would think with a 1,000-pound robot, they'd be knocking on a bank.
What I
store.
liked about even the bad guys, even not the ones that went after Hugh Jackman, but people at the zoo, they still had a code though.
Right,
Like that was kind of cool
Yeah.
that you beat me, I'm still giving you money,
right,
and I'm gonna let you leave.
alive.
Yeah, and I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah,
People weren't straight up dicks the whole time. Yeah, I guess I'm down for whatever. I'd rather have Hugh Jackman come back in it because I just felt like Hugh Jackman and the kid was really good, and I just don't want to lose that father-son story.
Cast Will Smith and Jaden.
Oh my gosh! If you want to ruin a movie, oh that'd be horrible. Oh, I'd be so mad. Oh, I'd be so mad.
yeah. I mean, you'd have to do it right in order to do a movie because I think they made a second Pacific Rim, didn't they?
Yeah,
and it wasn't. I don't remember it being as good as the first one.
I didn't
Actually,
watch
never
it.
saw it.
I didn't see
I
it.
never seen any Pacific Rims.
Dude,
I
watch the
like
first
Pacific
one.
Rim. I thought it was
Yeah.
really
Here's one
good.
thing: the second one looked better than the first one.
It did.
I'm surprised that it.
Well,
did
they
worse.
promoted it. They like marketed it way more than the first one.
Yeah.
I don't.
But I still didn't watch it.
I don't. I mean, I don't. I won't say. I don't remember if the second one was bad or not. I just don't remember much of it, which leads me to think that it wasn't as good as the first.
Oh
one.
no, it did terrible.
Did it? Yeah.
Yeah.
That first one though. I mean, that was solid.
Yeah, I liked it.
I liked it a lot.
Well, robots in movies. Real Steel is definitely an underrated. I feel like it doesn't get talked about enough.
Yeah, it got lost in the sauce. It got lost in the Transformer sauce.
Damn it, Transformers.
Too much Michael Bay garbage coming out
Sheesh.
in the early aughts, early 10s, late aughts, early 10s.
I like Michael Bay. He just did a horrible Ninja Turtles.
That's debatable.
You shut your mouth. You know it's damn
No,
horrible.
the second one was good.
No,
Second one I felt
they were
was
only good because you got to see who you wanted to see in it.
Who'd you want to see?
Yo, Bebop and Rocksteady.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
just
felt
because
like
they're
the overall tone fit way better with the Ninja Turtles
I can't say I've seen.
universe
Ninja
than the
Turtles.
first one did. Yeah, they look terrible. I'd like to have the puppets back, anyways. But
I felt like that was one of the biggest missteps. I felt like if they would have, I mean, I know Jim Henson's, gone, his company isn't doing what they used to do, but like if they could have got that level, like updated puppets, like, dude.
Well, the Ninja Turtles weren't puppets. They were actually guys in costumes actually doing all that stuff.
Well,
this
yeah.
is true. Yeah.
So, right.
you know?
It's true.
But I'm saying, how hard is it to do that?
It's not hard at all.
It's not hard at all.
Or just even if you're gonna go CG, they don't have to be Shrek level mini Godzillas running around.
And that's why I'm always going to hate these updated Ninja Turtles. Until they go back to people in costumes kicking ass, I'm not going to like any CGI Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Well, it's become cheaper to do CGI
Right.
than to do
That's-
the like makeup and stuff.
How?
Because
How?
the
You don't need
advancement
a
in
stunt
software and
double, you don't need-
computers.
yeah.
I mean, I can get on my phone and like make full scale animations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like you get on your iPad and
Yeah.
open up Procreate.
That's true.
And how much does makeup cost? Like how much to do costuming?
It's bullshit.
I appreciate costuming, and I'm glad that the like Academy Awards still recognize those categories.
Yeah. I mean, the premise of it was cool. I mean, yeah, just it just didn't get pulled out. I mean, I don't know. And there were portions of it that didn't make a lot of sense. Like they were bulletproof, but didn't Shredder like break Raphael's shell or something like that?
Yeah.
Like they took a tank shell to the chest, and then this man broke. I don't know.
Those movies were bad.
There was a lot of variance. Like they were throwing shipping containers in the first one, I
They
think.
were like super strong.
But they were pushing them.
They were bulletproof. They were
Like I said, that
freaking bulletproof.
Wait, we're still talking about these turtles, right?
Yeah, so I'm going
Okay.
to circle back around, and that's why Real Steel is better than these,
Oh, I'm
these
not saying that
movies.
the turtles are better than
No,
Real
I know
Steel.
you're not. I know. I'm just circling back around and saying that. Go back to Real Steel. The way they used the CGI for Real Steel was on point. It was enough CGI. The world itself wasn't too CGI'd.
Right.
Just the robots were CGI, and that worked perfectly. And I feel like they had to build some of those robots a little bit
Yeah.
because there's no man. It was just so good for CGI.
Well, and it could have not been CGI. Some of
Yeah.
it could have been like built parts.
Yeah, I bet when it was like just
Yeah.
when it wasn't moving.
Mhm.
And when they had like climb on it and stuff to like fix it and like open up the hatch and put the battery in or whatever.
Well, like like aliens, that they have to make the alien with the thing with the mouth come out. Like they're like I've seen behind the scenes footage of that,
Yeah.
or like the Predator mask.
Yeah.
Like that, there's so much work and detail that has to go into that stuff. So I bet Real Steel probably had some real
And that's
steel.
that's when it comes into play where CGI and live real prosthetics come into play
Yeah.
where you can balance of both and still blend the realness.
And they have 3D printers now, so a lot of that stuff can be built cheaper.
Yeah, it could happen. Hollywood, fix things. But don't fix them too much.
Fix the turtles.
Please. Someone take over and fix them. I don't want to see.
Man, this is some bullshit.
Damn right it is. I need some big guys in some green costumes and some pizza.
When I was growing up, I lived in New Mexico, and there was I don't know if people ever saw this TV show, but it was called Biker Mice from Mars.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, hell
Okay,
yeah.
I thought it was like a New
Yeah.
Mexico
Yeah.
oldies show, but that was like the mutant animal show that I watched instead of Teenage
Yeah.
Mutant
I had the
Ninja
action
Turtles.
figures.
Yeah,
I had
I was a
many.
huge Ninja Turtle fan, but the one that I'll never forget is Street Sharks.
Street
Oh,
Sharks,
Street
yeah.
Sharks.
Don't get me started.
Damn, I love me
Don't
some
get me
Street
started.
Sharks.
Don't get me started. I could talk about that all day. All right, we're gonna wrap this
Alright.
episode up, guys. Everyone appreciate it for coming. Everybody, Tobias finally back for this episode. Thanks for being here.
Please subscribe to our podcast.
Yes, please do that. Thank you for listening. If you're a new follower, find us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all that jazz. We're out of here. Bye, everybody.
Nerd Network Podcast.
And we're out. Good job.